Hi everyone, and welcome to the General Hospital recap for September 6th. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. I am doing good. Let's get right to it. At Kelly's, Lulu is at Kelly's. She runs into Valerie. She was making an order for Rocco's birthday party. Valerie says it sounds like there's gonna be a lot of people there, and Lulu's like, oh no, it's really just family. And I'm like, ooh, I don't think she meant to be cold-blooded, but she was a little cold-blooded. Her and Valerie have been avoiding each other for months, dare I say years, or at least a year. Valerie says they did do pretty horrible things to each other. Okay, yes, I'm not disputing that, but it wasn't like they mutually started doing bad things to each other. Valerie kind of started it a little bit. I'm just saying, okay? I just want to put that out there. Lulu wishes things had worked out. They both do. Lulu really wanted her to be part of the family, be part of the Spencers, and it feels like so long ago, like a lifetime. And this whole thing with Charlotte is really making her reconsider what family means. Lulu thinks that families should be there for each other even when one of them screws up, or screws up so royally. And basically, can they start over? Valerie would love to start over and try again. And Lulu gives Valerie an invitation to Rocco's party. She's a better person than me, to be quite honest with you. And if Lulu really is ready to start over and wants to start over, then I will too. We're going to blank slate Valerie starting today. And let's see where we go from here, because I have been feeling a lot better towards her because of everything with Kristina, so let's do this. At Carly's, Michael comes home. He had just gone to the hospital and just missed her. He did sit with Sam for a while. Carly tells him Jason is in a coma and they're not sure he's going to wake up. Michael asks what happened. Carly tells him about the meeting with the 5 families. Jason was there to show a united front with Sonny. Everyone was on board. Everything seemed to be going okay, and everyone left, and then Petrov came back. Max was held hostage. Jason came back, and then Sam came back too, and Jason wound up taking a bullet for Sam because Petrov was going to shoot her, but Sonny in the end blames himself. And Carly blames herself too. She wanted Sonny out of the business, but then ever since Kiki was shot, she had wanted Sonny to get out. And then once Morgan was killed, she told him he needed to choose between his family and the business. She knows that's not how it works, but it's what she wanted. And Michael tells her not to blame herself. At the end of the day, Sonny can't be forced to do something he doesn't want to do. That's the long and short of it. She needs to stop blaming herself. He says they should bring Sam food and coffee that she won't eat or drink. Carly says he sounds a lot like Jason, and he's a lot like how Jason used to be with her, talking her down, talking her through things. At General Hospital, Dante finds Sonny in the chapel. He has news for him. The state isn't going to be pressing charges for the shooting. As far as they see it, it's justifiable homicide. Dante asked about yesterday at the station. He asked if anything changed. Sonny was really wound up. Like, what happens now? Sonny's retirement is already in motion, but Sonny doesn't know what Petrov's organization is planning, and he doesn't have any answers for what he's planning either. He doesn't know what's going to happen from here. Dante's really sorry, and just Sonny can't lose Jason again. Jason's like a brother to him. Lulu finds Dante in the chapel. He tells her he was talking to Sonny, and Dante's kind of hurt. He tells Lulu how Sonny sees Jason as a brother, but who is Dante to him? And Lulu says, well, you're his son. But he sees himself as the cop who got shot trying to infiltrate Sonny's organization. He wishes he could have the bond with Sonny that Jason has with him, or at the very least a normal relationship with his father, but it'll never happen. I didn't realize how much it pains Dante that they do shut him out because of his profession. Like, I knew obviously it was something they were doing. I didn't realize how much it was paining him. Also at the hospital, Kristina and Molly come to see Sam. They're taking care of the kids. Molly's going to take Danny to a water park to try to get his mind off everything. A nurse gives Sam Jason's personal effects. Today's their anniversary. Molly and Kristina don't want to leave her. Sam says she's not alone. Jason's here with her. Sam asks Jason to squeeze her hand. She needs him to fight. And today's their anniversary. And I noticed that they're suspiciously not showing Jason's face in the hospital bed. They're only showing him from like the chest down. Sonny comes back to Jason's room. There's no change. He and Sam try to tell themselves that healing takes time. Sonny goes in to see Jason. Molly comes back. Danny's playing with the kids down in the hospital daycare. He wouldn't go to the water park because he wants to see his parents. Back at Kelly's, outside, Kristina has Scout. Scout is crying up a storm. Parker comes along. She's an aunt and she's going to try to stop the crying by rocking her stroller because that's what works with her niece and it works for Scout. Parker asks about the shooting because she heard it was at Kristina's dad's warehouse, and Kristina's like, yeah, my brother-in-law was the one shot. Sam's staying strong, I don't know how, but she is. Kristina brings up the other night to the floating rib. She's glad that Parker's moving on, and Parker's like, oh, I'm not seeing anyone. I'm not dating. Turns out the woman with Parker was a friend who's local to Port Charles. She hasn't dated at all since the divorce. It's hard to start over again. She came here to get away from all the memories of her past life. Kristina wants to be past any hurt that went on between them and just really fresh start it, move on, clean slate. And I feel like this is the month of maybe clean slates, so I'll try to do that too, unsuccessfully. Parker brings up Kristina's new girlfriend, apparently, and Kristina's about to tell her the truth when Valerie comes out of Kelly's and is like, hey, baby. Kristina goes up to Valerie. She says she got them dinner, and then Parker's like, very nice introductions, and then it's going to get going. Valerie tells Kristina that Parker is officially jealous. At the boxing place that I forget the name of, but I know it definitely has a name, Griffin asks Ava why she's here, and she's like, because you are. They talk a little. She knows about the patient and is very sorry. He says it happens sometimes. It's all part of the job, informing the family, all of that. As hard as it is, it's part of what you sign up for when you're a doctor. She tries to get him to open up. She says he can't work out his frustrations in the gym. He needs to talk, and he's like, no, I'm fine. He thanks her for trying to help him, but he needs to be alone right now. And in my opinion, this is where she should have said, okay, but I'm here for when you need me. But she doesn't. So my clean slate I started for Ava about 5 seconds ago is already getting filled with stuff. She calls him a hypocrite. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she had plenty of alone time in the hospital, and she even had her alone time in her house for a few days. I'm not saying it was an extended period of alone time, but she had alone time in her house before Griffin came to her door with Kiki. Like, she had enough time for Sam to come over. Julian had been there. Like, a few days had passed at the very least. This literally just happened to him. The patient just passed within the hour. He needs his time to sit with it before he can talk to anyone. Ava credits him with getting her out of the house. He's glad he was able to help her, but he needs to be alone. And she says, why? No, you need to talk. And Griffin has nothing to say. He feels a profound sense of loss, but beyond that, he doesn't know what. She asks how he got to be so empathetic for patients. I don't know, Ava. Some people just feel empathy. It's a natural thing. He says, okay, things were harsh when I was younger. He had to keep his guard up. He got into the church as a kid, and it really helped him and made him see the beauty in life. And that's when he decided his life was going to be the priesthood. And then at seminary school, he studied biology just as much as theology, hence his neurology that he went into, because he wanted to see how the body and soul fit together. And the teachers, the priests at seminary school, I don't know, do you call them teachers, or are they just the priests who teach at seminary school? The priest who teaches seminary school encouraged him to follow both paths, and he felt he was very lucky in that. Marisol is different to him. He really genuinely thought he could save her, and he failed, and it brought him back to his childhood. And why did he ever let his guard down? And she's like, no, you're missing the point. Okay, so he's opening up to you, and now you're saying he's wrong for what he's saying? Like, she tells him life is harsh. Okay, glad you had that insight, and that we all face disappointment and loss. I'm floored right now. Let's say my friend lost a loved one. Am I going to go to the funeral of my friend's loved one and go to her, well, we all feel lost sometimes. This is just how life is. Like, no, I'm not. And that's that's pretty much what this is. Everyone wants things that are out of reach, even her, and she takes her mask off. She wants her face back. She wants to look at herself and not be reminded of everything, every person she's wronged, every crime she committed. First of all, a little disclaimer. Injuries are horrible, and I would never wish an injury of any kind upon my worst enemy. I wouldn't. The injury shouldn't be the thing that reminds her of the people she hurt and the crimes she committed. Being in jail should be the thing that reminds her of that. She knows it's vain, but she wants to be beautiful. He tells her that she is beautiful, and she kisses him. So he pulls away. He's sorry. There's been a misunderstanding. She's a beautiful child of God. She's beautiful in the world. He never meant to give her the wrong impression. He's just a friend to her. And I understand rejection. Rejection is very hard, and especially when you're in a vulnerable position. So I do empathize with her a little bit. She took a leap and it's not paying off. But she starts lashing out at him and saying he's clueless, he doesn't understand the effect he has on people, and he's very sorry, he never meant to hurt her. I think she's projecting. It's not his fault that she got feelings for him. But then I thought about this a little more closely. Let me get this straight. Her own personal feelings aren't even her own responsibility. It's his fault that she started having these feelings. Can she literally not be responsible for anything? Like, in all seriousness, that her own feelings aren't even her responsibility? I've had feelings for people who didn't reciprocate. People have had feelings for me that I didn't reciprocate. It happens, but it's not that person's fault. It's not my fault. It's how we feel. It's not anything that, like, it's us. It's personal. I am beyond understanding on this. And keep in mind, this is all happening. He's still grieving over this patient. She then questions, when will he start practicing what he preaches? She says that he clings to his white collar to hide from his feelings, and he says he takes his vows very seriously, and she throws up what he did with Claudette in his face. Something he shared with her to empathize that he wasn't this perfect human being, that she was putting him up on this pedestal, and now she dares take that and use it against him. She accuses him of hiding. He's hiding from living. He's afraid to feel anything that isn't manageable, like passion. He won't let anyone even touch him. No, not anyone. Remember when I said like 2 days ago that Ava would hurt Griffin? Here it is. It only took a matter of days. The man is going through grief for someone he genuinely thought he could save. And because she's not getting what she wants, she's lashing out at him. And what? She saw he was vulnerable and chose that time to kiss him. And look, I know he had just called her beautiful, and I'll give her a slide on that because of what she's going through personally and how she feels very insecure about how she looks right now. But it still wasn't the time. And now to attack him like this when he's in this vulnerable state, it's just cruel. It's absolutely just cruel. And I know I have my bias against Ava. So here's my question to people out there who are fans of Ava and do like her. What is your take on what just happened? And now end scene. Griffin says if anything he feels too much, and she's like, yeah, what, the motions of guilt, compassion, and your version of love, but it's garbage. I'm seething right now. He's no more human than a painting or sculpture. She's sorry she fell for this act of his. She's done with his pity and false compassion, and I'm just beyond livid. I'm just beyond livid, and she goes to leave, and he takes her arm. I can't. I am beyond any feelings I've had right now. I'm just... Kristina thinks Valerie's right and Parker is jealous, and she knows ideally she's supposed to be over Parker and that this shouldn't matter. But she doesn't know what she wants when it comes to Parker. Dante thinks Sonny might stay in the business, and then it hits me. If Sonny were to go legit, then Dante has a chance at this relationship that he can never have with him while he's in the business because he's a cop. And my heart is absolutely breaking that I never really saw this before. Like, I knew it, but I didn't see it. And Lulu says that no matter what, she and the kids are always there for him. Carly and Michael offer Sam if they can help. She tells them Danny is down in the hospital daycare, or a pediatrics, but I'm just assuming it's hospital daycare. He won't go to the water park with Molly, and Michael says, well, maybe he'll change his mind if I offer to go with you guys. So he and Molly head off. Carly is going to take Sam home so she can shower and eat and maybe get some rest, and then they can come back here together, and then they can come back to the hospital together. Sonny apologizes to Jason. He thinks he knows what needs to be done. Ooh, it's big day on General Hospital. All right, so that is it for today's General Hospital. Okay, so it's technically the 7th. So I did something a little different with today's video. If you noticed, I wasn't looking down at all. I got a teleprompter app for this phone. This is my old phone that the battery totally is blah on, so I had to get a different one and set it up with my second tripod. Okay, I have 2 tripods. I have 2 iPhone tripods because this one's technically broken, but I can still use it like this and it won't make a difference because it's one of these are missing or it's loose. One of these are missing or it's loose. So I had it set up like this over here. I know, right? The background. So let me know what you think. I will see you today, a little later for more General Hospital if the weather holds out, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.